Welcome back to Gray is Gorgeous. Today we're going to do a full face of CoverGirl with the exception of the brows, of course. Although I can recommend to you the Easy Breezy Brow by CoverGirl in Blonde. I did try that and I like the color, and it's a micro mechanical pencil. I like the pencil itself. It had a pretty strong tip. It didn't bust off very easily, but it was a bit waxy, so that was the reason I didn't hold on to it. But I did like it. The color was satisfactory for drugstore options for brows. All right, so let's get started. Don't have much on the face at the moment. So I always use my oil of Olay hydrating lotion to moisturize my face. It seems to work well with foundations and products, and doesn't seem to bunch up or cause the products to do anything. I also use it to moisturize and hydrate around my eyes. You want to be careful if you do this, since it's not really meant as an eye cream, that you make sure you don't get any in your eye. But I like to just put it around here and let it soak in. And it's a wonderful, wonderful drugstore product. Now, some of you may laugh at me and go, why is she using oil of Olay? Gosh, that's so old. There's so many great products out there with that will change your skin and make your skin look better. This just works for me. It works for me. It works into my financial plan every month. It's cost effective. It hydrates, which is what you want, which is the main thing that you want. You don't want anything that says moisture. You want things that say hydration. So it's great. And I want to tell you a cute story about oil of Olay. It was kind of serendipitous. I was in Walgreens, and there was this lovely young woman who was working the cosmetic area. Beautiful, dark, cascading, dark brown hair, eyes to just like, wow, just beautiful, stunning. Her makeup was like exquisite. It was like perfect. And so we got to talking, and I said, yeah, I don't know. We got to talking about skincare, and I was saying, yeah, I probably should get a more, like a better skincare line, but right now. And she goes, oh, well, my mom has beautiful skin. And I said, what does she use? She said she uses oil of Olay. And I went, well, there we go. And then I was thinking, well, why would you want to get your mom to try to, she goes, I've been trying to get my mom to try other skincare forever. And I'm thinking, well, if her skin is so beautiful, why would you want to change it? So anyway, I like it and it works for me. All right, so let's do a full face of CoverGirl today. Brows are on. I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl True Blend It's Lit Concealer, which I dearly love, and I know I'm going to run out soon. I've been trying to use the rest of my Joa, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I think they don't really carry this on the regular. I have not checked. But if you can get a hold of it, I would get a hold of it. Now, sometimes CoverGirl and other companies will discontinue a product, and then they will bring the product back, but will repackage it and rename it. So I will be looking for that and hoping that I re-find it. I'm using my BH Cosmetic brush. You can use any brush to apply your concealer if you like. Anything kind of flat head like that. Yeah, kind of compacted bristles. I don't have another drugstore brush to show you, but or sponge or your fingers will work just as well. Oh, by the way, someone was asking me about my glasses. These are Kirkland Signature, so you can get them at Costco, and I'm sure they will look lovely on all my ladies out there with gray hair. They're very, very nice glasses. They're very, very high quality. I'm very happy with them. And I think you would be too. All right. So we got our concealer on. Now we're going to set it. Do I have CoverGirl powder to set it? I do not. I do not have. The last of my CoverGirl powder I used up. And I had that one in my purse forever. It was the old compacts. You know, the old compacts with the CG on the top, the grayish one, the click shut. They made them so well then. They don't make them as nice now. It had the big mirror in it. I still have it. What I did was I took, I depotted my Pacifica in shade 1 and stuck it in there and put it into my purse. Oh, have I hit pan on this already? Okay, so this is the Essence Contouring Palette. And this is the light one. And I use that to set my concealer. And look, I can see pan. I'm hitting pan on that already. And I use this just to set. You can use any powder to do this, just to set the concealer and tone down the brows. And I'm no longer putting powder underneath my eyes. We're skipping that step. I don't want it working into my fine lines and wrinkles underneath my eyes. Just as I sat down to film this video, I have a window obviously in front of me. That's where I'm getting the majority of my light. I saw my friend. She lives a few blocks away. Her name is Susan, and she has the most beautiful gray hair. It's white. It's all white. And I remember her, I didn't see her go through the transition, but I saw her prior to the transition and after. She is just stunning. I mean, stunning. Our dogs are both cattle dogs. She has an Australian Shepherd, and I have a blue heeler, so we struck up a friendship because I walk by her house a lot. And yeah, and I just saw her. I haven't seen her in probably, I want to say 5 months or so, I'm guessing. But now her cascading white hair is all the way down her back. And I'm like, I just saw it and I went, I mean, you know, a part of me just wanted to grab my camera and run out there and go, Susan, wait! I want to introduce you to all my friends on YouTube. I want them to see your beautiful white cascading hair. But, you know, not a lot of people want to be on film, or they don't feel comfortable doing it. Like I asked my friend to come and film with me, and she set the appointment with me in the morning, and then she didn't show up, and she said I think she had a headache that day, and so I tried to reschedule, but anyways, I was getting that she didn't really want to do it, that she maybe have felt uncomfortable, and I didn't want to put her in an awkward position, so I didn't do it. But if I ever get a chance to do that with someone, I probably will at some point or another. So I apologize, I never got a video up on that. I had talked about possibly doing it, and then it just didn't happen. All right, so we have our eyes set, and now we are going to go in with CoverGirl. I said all CoverGirl. Okay, this palette I'm going to show you. If you want to know what my most used palette is, this is it, and it is clear and evident that it is. Now, before I show you this 3-pan CoverGirl palette, I would just like to state that I think CoverGirl has discontinued this palette. You may be able to find it if you're in the Midwestern states. I'm not quite sure. Emily Knoll did a video where she featured one of their 3-pan palettes. This isn't the same one that she featured. And she may, I don't know, where is she? Where does she live? I'd have to look. But she So anyway, so this may not be available. I have seen it on eBay, but they want a little bit more for it. I have seen where you could buy two of them, which I didn't really want to buy two of them. So there are probably some places you can still get it. You might be able to get it at Big Lots or yeah, one of those stores where the makeup goes when they're discontinuing. So this is the CoverGirl 3-pan, and as you can see, I have used it a lot. And this is Smoke Alarm, I believe. Double check that. Yes, it's 101 Smoke Alarm. It's got these beautiful grays, and they're somewhat shimmery. This one in the middle is silver, and it is pretty shimmery. Let me swatch them for you real quick on my fingers. So that's so they're shimmery, but I don't mind them. Interesting. And I do put it in my crease, and I love this palette. It is a go-to palette for me, especially when I don't have time to like choose colors or something. I just grab it, and as you can see, I wear it almost on the daily. So I use this shade here, which is a medium shade. Now, if you have another palette that contains grays, by all means, you can definitely do this look with that without having to repurchase another palette. In fact, the Day to Night, the palettes that I showed you, these LA Colors Day to Night palette, one of them has grays in it. This one does. This one does. This is the Day to Night LA palette, and this one is in Morning Tide, and it's got some beautiful subtle grays in it. This and this here. So that one may work for you, and it's got some lighter colors up in here. But I really love this silver. I know, you wouldn't think, you'd think, oh boy, that's too, but you know, for me, and I don't know, everybody's different, everybody's eye color's different, how much lid real estate they have is different, how their eyes are set are different. But for me, I really love that silver color. So this is a two-step eyeshadow look, and I just do that medium type of gray there, and then I do the silver in here. And I was so excited to find out that I have another silver. I thought, oh, when that silver runs out, because I've actually used that silver with other combos, with other looks. Where did I find the other silver one that I had? Oh, I found it in an, oh, here's one, but this is kind of darker. Okay, this is the other Day to Night palette. And this one has two grays in it as well. And this is Sunrise. Sunrise has this dark gray here and this gray. Those two. So there you go. That's probably going to be a better match for you for crease, because this is a matte gray. So I'm gonna probably use that one a lot. And then it has the silver right here, but it's a little bit deeper, darker than this other silver. But you can kind of get the same look with that palette, just in case you can't get it. So I go in with the silver color here. And then I think I have another palette, and I just put this on my lid here, and it's like, yeah, it really just makes my lids pop forward and really creates definition between the crease and the lid, so that my lid recedes and my crease recedes and my lid comes forward to hide the hooded lid. So it's a really good camouflage for that. And then I just put a little bit up underneath the brow. And then if you like this palette and for some reason you get a hold of this and you find it like in a Dollar General or somewhere, and you want to tone it down, then just take a light powder of any kind. I'm going to use the contouring powder here, and dip your brush in there, or a brush, and just go over it, graze over it, and that will tone down that shimmer for you. So you can take a shimmer shadow and tone it down a little bit by just adding some translucent powder or any light powder like that. You don't want to use a powder that's too dark because then it may change or alter the color, but you can see how that just toned it down. It took the shimmer right out of it. So that's my trick for reducing the shimmer in shadows. All right, and then you take this darkest color here and you go in with as liner. So I'm using my Morphe smudger, and I'm just going to go into this as liner. And you want to always make sure to tap. I forget this step and I end up with a ton of fallout. And as you see, I put my concealer on prior, so you're going to end up with fallout all over if you don't tap. So tap real good each time. I don't always remember to do that, and smudge that on. It gives you a nice line without being like stark contrast. And I'm just doing the up above. I'm not going below. It tends to close my eyes down a little bit. I can wear a dark smoky eye, but that's not what I'm trying to do today. And then make sure you don't exceed this line here, otherwise it will tend to pull your eye down. I'm going to have to use a little, oh, I know. And if you do exceed it, the best way to get it off is to use a little lotion. So I'm going to just use my Oil of Olay lotion. I'm going to put it on the Kleenex there. And the reason I like to do this is because A, it takes off the makeup like right away. You can see that there. And it doesn't dry your skin out, because if you just wipe like this really hard with the Kleenex, you may pull your lotion off of your face and it's going to dry you out. And I am just dry, so using a little lotion helps. All right, good. So then we're going to go in with, that's right, you guessed it, our Covergirl True blend. And I am almost 75% or more than halfway done with this. So if you have another foundation to recommend to me that is a drugstore, I invite you to put that down in the comment section below. I'm using my Braidin sponge, wetting it slightly with spring water. We're just going to go in with the Covergirl in L40. Oops, there goes my little mirror. Okay, my hair is kind of in the way today. I hope you all liked my walk with me video. I'm sorry it was so bumpy. I'm not a film person, and it was really hard to balance the camera and walk the dog at the same time. My dog, she's like, you have to control her a lot, you know. She'll be off this way, you know. She's all over the place. So I had to rein her in many times. And you could hear her on the video, Fred Flintstoning, you know, Fred Flintstone, the way he paddled with the little car on the cartoon. That's what she does. You know, I like rein her in. She's wait. So you'll hear her little nails like scratching as I'm trying to like draw her to me so she doesn't go too far out or try to trip me. All right, so there we go. Great Great application with this sponge. And no, it looks dirty and gross. I need to probably wash it. But just a great, great application, whether you dabble or you press or you swipe and then press in some areas. It's just, love this puff. And I like the shape of it too, because it kind of goes into a triangle here, so you can really, you can get into corners and stuff. It's just $2.50. I got it at CVS, and I couldn't find it for you online for that cheap. And there was another person who made the exact same flock sponge. Her name is Jane, I think. So if you see hers, I think she charges $4.55. Don't quote me on that. But I saw a bunch of hers all over the web, and I was trying to look for the braided one particularly, because that's the one I showed you. But her sponge, I think, is exactly the same. All right, so we have that done. I'm not going to put on any powder. We are going to go in with a CoverGirl Cheekers blush. And I think we're going to go with Natural Twinkle. Natural Twinkle is my go-to. Again, it's another go-to product. For me, it's just perfect every time. It is the perfect color. It is, let me show you the, what is this? Is this the plum? This is True Plum, and this is Natural Twinkle. So True Plum, Natural Twinkle. Natural Twinkle is a bit lighter. And then just to give you an idea, here is my other new favorite that I already showed you, and this is the Natural Shimmer. So, True Plum right here, Natural Twinkle in the middle, and Natural Shimmer on the end. So you get a good idea. So the Natural Twinkle is a marriage between the Natural Shimmer and the True Plum. So it just hits it right in between, and I think that this color is divine. Can you tell I've been playing Candy Crush? Divine. It's perfect. I mean, I think it's my favorite because it just gives you a little bit, but it's not too far in any one of the color families, you know, plum or rose. It's just kind of hits you right in between. I highly recommend it for women with gray hair, as I do this palette if you can find it. And if I find it online, I'll put it down in the description box below. I saw some on eBay, but those are individual sellers. I don't know who they are, and so if you can find it, man, that would be great. All right, because I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm out of it. No, I'm just going to switch to the LA LA Colors palette and use up those grays when I'm done with this CoverGirl one. And I'm using up a lot of stuff. Are you too? Now that we're home, I'm just like going through my products, and I'm not buying a lot more. I did buy a new mascara, which we will use right now. Let's do that. It's the Bambi. And because my other one was clumping a bit, so I grabbed this and I thought I would give it a try. It has a rubber bristle brush. It's still quite a large little brush, but it goes on. Let me show you how it goes on. It lengthens and separates. It's not a mega volume mascara. It's not like the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, which ages somewhat like a fine wine. And my Exhibitionist is, if I want the falsy look, that's the one I will go to. This is a great everyday, and I have this in brown. That's what it does. It just separates and lengthens. Very nice. So if you're someone out there who doesn't want a lot of volume, this is good. I haven't noticed any flaking, anything like that, but then again, I don't wear it on my lowers, so. But I'm going to try it on, let's try it on the lowers today. I don't normally do my lowers, but. I find that testing the mascara on the lowers is good because the lower lashes, you don't have as many lashes in the lower section, and if you're going to see if a product clumps, that's where to test it, because they're a bit sparse on the bottom. At least mine are. All right, so it gives you a nice look. Yeah, I like this mascara. So far, it's a winner. And I'm a sucker for packaging. I love the packaging, the silver. It's nice. I like it. It's the only thing I didn't like about the Temptations, and I think I told you about that. I didn't like that kind of grippy out exterior. I wish they would change the packaging on that. All right, so there we go. The Twinkle does have a little bit of a shimmer. I mean, ever so slight in it. So you don't need highlighter with it. And that look is like, it's a for sure deal. I know that when I put on those products that I just showed you, that that I've achieved a makeup look that looks good, will wear all day, and yeah, it's like a fail-safe. All right, so thank you so much for watching, as always. I don't have any CoverGirl lipstick. I do not, so I'm just going to leave my lips en natural today. But thank you so much for watching, as always. Click subscribe if you'd like to subscribe to my channel. Click like if you like this video, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.